Hello and welcome back to the second part of the P-Cube Arcade Spirits release stream. My name is Bryn, they, them.
My name is Richard, he, him.
Thank you guys so much for joining us again. I hope you guys had a good break. We had a wonderful break of 8 full hours of sleep.
Yep.
And Juliette was replaced. So Richard is going to walk me through the second part of the game.
Yes.
So the second chapter, sorry. And we're going to be walking through the story, reintroducing ourselves to the characters, and
I'm excited to see what monstrosity you came up with as a playable character.
Monstrosity? I worked very hard on my character.
Okay.
I don't think So Richard doesn't know what happened when we last played.
No.
You know the game, but you don't know what we went through, the characters we designed, and the relationships we've done, really. So I'll have to update you kind of as we're playing through, but also you're going to walk me through kind of the game as a whole because you've played, and I haven't yet, really.
Okay,
cool. I'm very excited about it, though, so let's go. Oh, yeah, the camera's there. Let's go.
Okay, so is it saved just before the thing starts? Okay, okay.
We are jumping into level 2 because this is when we were introduced to, that guy Coda just got fired.
Yes.
He sucked. I'm happy he got fired.
Yes. So you've done your first game of FOD.
First non-tutorial game of FOD,
yes.
and I killed it.
Oh, you won?
Yeah, we won.
Okay, good.
I'm really good at FOD actually. I realised I feel like I'm a bit of a champion.
Yeah, I mean, for the first couple, they do kind of tell you what the answers are.
Well, the first time. The second time was I don't know. We did demolish PTW. I missed Punchy. Does he introduce every chapter? Is that a spoiler? I like
every
Punchy.
chapter is Punchy. Pretty sure every chapter. Yeah.
We can figure it out later.
You're probably too young to remember the CRT screens.
I remember CRT screens. I don't remember CRT screens.
No, there's a whole generation of people out there that don't realise that screens used to have a static film.
I had a square TV.
Yeah.
But I think that was when I was really, really young. So we did the voices yesterday.
Oh, you did.
We read the game. So I read myself, Team P2W, and the narration. However, you're going to have to take over all the characters.
No.
Yes.
Am I going to read Juliette's character?
Yes.
I have to do my impression of Juliette.
Oh. Okay. I look forward to that. It is the distant future year 20XX. I'm no longer an aspiring game champion. I'm an aspiring game champion and a team manager. I'm nervous about that. That's one of the more set of shoes I originally intended. That's more than one set of shoes I originally intended to fill, if we're being honest. I would have been perfectly content to blend in with an existing team, just as another player, but if this is what it takes, so be it. The good news is that I'm not flying solo as Supreme Overlord of the team, and everyone has opinions that they can contribute. Bad news is that everybody has opinions, and I'm quickly discovering that balancing those out is getting tricky. This morning my job is simple, the complete redesign of the team's profile on discomfort.fist, and select a sponsor for our Pro Tour ambitions, all while keeping as many teammates happy as possible. Right, simple. Okay.
Yes. So this is where a new mechanic comes in.
Okay.
You're not just playing games and talking to people anymore. You are now actually a manager, and you have to make important decisions. And not everyone is going to agree with those decisions.
Obviously, this is you.
Oh, I'm Iris as well.
I also figured out how to run a virtualization of the Iris app on my phone computer. PC geeks get things done and represent. Just call me Theseus, Iris.
Okay, hello, Theseus. I finished compiling all input regarding your team profile and sponsorship opportunities. Cross-reference it with your friends and their own requests. Shall we start with the profile? Every good team needs a good team name. Oh, yeah, you have to choose a team name.
I thought Good Clean Fun worked really well. Team GCF has always been... Go ahead, sorry.
No, you keep going.
It's always been a working title, and friends have sent me your friends sent better ideas and suggestions. You can come up with an acronym yourself.
Yes, so each member of Good Clean Fun has sent a suggestion, or you can make your own.
Let's have a look. Wait a second. I'm just going to double check we're okay on this side. Yep, cool. I love the Pit Crew PC.
The Pit Crew?
That's a really good one.
Okay.
Because, she drives. But I kind of want to figure out my own team name.
Go on, make your own team name.
I've already got the perfect idea. Oh god, so I have to try and not stop recording again. As you've seen, hopefully in the previous stream, I accidentally stopped the recording, so I cannot use the letters R or S in this name.
Oh god.
What kind
That's
of thing?
most words. I mean, what is the rival called again?
Pay to win. Play to win.
No. I mean the rival's name.
Oh, the Sus.
The Sus.
Juliette Arcade.
Theseus and the Sus.
Theseus and the Sus.
What can we do without getting copyright claim?
We can do anything. No one cares. It's not a real thing. I don't know if pressing... I'm going to double check something. I don't know if pressing R stops the stream. It does not. We can use R.
Okay,
we just cannot use the letter S. The new Challengers was a good name, but that's the name of the game, and I want to be something new and unique.
Yeah. What have you been into lately?
What have I been into lately? I don't know. I don't have work. Business casual.
Business casual's pretty nice.
I like Team Business Casual
30
actually.
characters, yeah.
But so many S's.
Oh, damn it.
What's that phrase I quite like, which is hardly
Platonic
working
friends.
hard? Wait, it's working hard or hardly working?
Right.
Hardly working hard?
Hardly working hard.
Team hardly working hard. HWH.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Looks
Hardly
like a little
working hard.
ooh face.
HWH.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, kinda. I'm in. So the shorthand for that is...
Yep.
Yeah?
Oh god.
I quite like it, actually, yeah. Hardly working hard. Yeah, let's do it. Can you change it later?
No.
Okay, we're in.
No, this is one of those permanent decisions.
Got the ground. Which of these sounds right to me? Hardly working hard is awesome. Gets the job done. Hardly working hard are awesome. I'd say are awesome makes more sense to me because that's how you make it the team name.
Yeah, but it'd be like, I'm not going to grammar lesson at the moment.
No.
It's fine. Go, just pick one.
I think R makes more sense.
Okay.
At Corona now registered discomfort.fist. I've emailed everyone to let them know the change. Time to pick a sponsor. Team Pay to Win. My job is simple. You had sponsors lining up to talk to you. If you keep that hot streak going, this will be easy peasy lemon street squeezy. I've organised dossiers for you, including sponsors' original pitch and any comments about their offer. Thanks, Iris.
So you can imagine how this might have differed if you'd have lost your game against Play to Win.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that's so true. Originally made to be a virtual assistant to high-powered business executives, this sort of thing is child's play. Take a look. We got 3 offers. Crimson Tiger. That's always a cool name.
Energy drink.
You go ahead. Give this person a voice.
Good day. No.
Good day.
I represent Crimson Tiger Energy Drink, the premier beverage of choice for 13 to 25-year-old gamer demographic. We're always on the lookout for promising young teams, and yours shows a great deal of promise. We'd like to sponsor you entry into the Pro Tour. You will find our team salary package more than generous, allowing you to focus entirely on team training and practice without day jobs to worry about.
Oh.
In return,
Oh.
we'd like you to wear our red branded colours and be seen drinking our product. A simple request, we feel.
If it tastes nice.
That's the thing though.
Yeah.
With our 20 years of experience in this field, I assure you that you'll find no finer a partner than Crimson Tiger.
Well, an energy drink targeted at 13-year-olds does not sound the most enticing to me. Do
No. But it's okay.
you want to do Domino's voice?
I can't do Domino. I can't do Pro XD like that. Pro SD. Okay, go. You do.
Hey Iris forwarded Hey Iris forwarded me the CT offer. I guess they're a proven brand, but do we really need to be sponsored by guys who sponsor everyone already? Plus they're an energy drink tastes like warm battery. I said, nah, I'm not down with it.
There we go. And Rhapsody has a problem
Rhapsody
with it as well.
is not a fan either. Their clothing design sounds like, yeah, crap. So
So they give you all the money you want.
But I have to wear their shit and annoy Domino and Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
Accepting trades of Theseus. Maybe the other two offers are more to your liking.
Yeah, so we've got 2 more people that have put offers on the table. We've got Blade Joysticks, PR.
Yep.
They need fresh blood on the scene to keep it
Just checking.
stagnating. You are fresh.
Okay.
Blade Joysticks makes a professional grade fighting game joysticks. Want to sponsor your team all the way to the top. Our team salaries can't compete with the top drawers, I'll admit, but you'll get all the free hardware and controllers you'll ever need.
To be honest, I feel like that's a big part of it, though. You know, I feel like the cost of hardware is quite important.
Yes, but just wait to see who speaks up about this.
I like Blade more than the others, yeah.
Sign with us and we'll make sure that you're all kitted out. Sound good?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You like your cousin because you don't want them to wreck your good joystick.
And Jinx as well.
Ah.
Can't use their controllers because they're too stiff.
Personally, you want to use
Plus,
gear.
yeah, exactly.
Piles and piles of free gear would save us some money. If Grace and Jinx don't like Blade, so I'd annoy those. So I kind of get what's happening now.
Yes.
You keep everyone else on the team. Use blades if you want to keep competitive edge. These are the options. One more candidate to consider. If I have my own bias for you, I think there is have to work. If I was a manager, and out of those 2 options, before I see the third option, out of those 2 options, I saw, and then 2 people came up and said, the energy drink doesn't taste very nice and I don't like their clothing. The other person said, hey, they don't make accessible controllers, so I actually can't play with them and it would be a waste of money.
Yes.
I would immediately go, yeah, you guys get over the drink.
Yeah.
Pizza Yums! We love pizza!
Yes.
Go on, your pizza.
Good to talk to you, Bryn. Oh, you named the character after yourself?
Yeah, I'm Bryn Gamer.
Bryn Gamer.
That's my full name. And my gamer name is Theseus.
Okay. We here at Pizza Yums family have been following your story closely. Everybody loves an underdog. We'd love to sponsor you. We've got experience helping people build their brands and can really get you to the next level. We can't offer as much as money as more as esports focused company, but we also don't have any demands in return. We just want to help you soar. It would help if you were a bit more family friendly though.
F off.
Let's talk. Just drop me a line.
There's no requirements, but Zappa's not allowed to swear.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm out. Please Fagos taste bad. That's mean.
Which is Loxley doesn't speak out on the other 2.
Yeah, and the other 2 are
companies.
very also capitalist companies.
The
but
one that
pizza,
Loxley,
the palace, the pinnacle of anti-arcade. I say nay. Damn, I'll upset someone. These are tough decisions.
And this is it. You cannot pick a please all thing like a real manager.
Gotta make a
Yeah.
There is no good please alls.
No.
I think I gotta go for the first one.
Yeah.
Because I like Zappa more than Domino and Rhapsody. And I love Rhapsody as well, so that's actually really tough because I really like Rhapsody. But
so is this what you're going for?
For me,
as
the
Zappa?
the middle isn't even considered.
No.
Because they seem fine, but like if we can't get accessible hardware for Jinx, I don't really want to think about it.
Yep.
Pizza Yums, less money, fewer restrictions, but family friendly sucks. It's not fun. But bottomless money for an energy drink, and we have to wear their jackets.
Yeah.
I like the color red.
Okay.
Crimson has a strong reputation and can get us everything we need to make this happen. I'll wear red so the others don't have to. Sorry, guys.
Hey, if you're the one that's to guzzle innards of a toxic swamp monster instead of me, I'll sign that dotted line. Just remember, I warned you. And then while I'm not thrilled by your choice, I won't deny their support is going to help. I'll try and find something that matches their uniform.
It's what the managerial decision I need to make today.
For today.
It's more stressful than I thought it would be. You're doing so well. Only better in time. In your pocket. Figuratively, literally, there's no way we can lose. I mean, you can still lose your FLT matches, but still. If you want me to, I can get you leverage to negotiate more from your sponsor, as in blackmail.
Yes. So
What?
here's another. In the last one, there would have been a few moments where Iris has essentially a chaos meter.
Yes, so order and chaos are the things that Juliette explained to me the other day, so
Yeah.
I feel like this is part of it.
Yes. So you can either tell Iris to do whatever she wants and unleash her, or you can tame it and try and keep a moderately under wraps AI.
I don't want to do any federal crimes, and I'm happy with the sponsorship, to be honest.
Okay.
It's not like we need more money.
Yeah.
It's really a little sketchy. Let's not add blackmail to the rap sheet. Is it really blackmail if it's just incriminating information dug out of the deep web source to use as a living threat? You define blackmail. Good point.
There you go. Got a point towards order.
Hmm. Is that up here? Do I see that here?
No,
Oh, okay.
this is a hidden counter that you
Hidden
cannot
counter,
see.
Okay. Oh my god, Rhapsody is so low compared to everyone else, and I love Rhapsody.
Clearly not.
No.
Okay, so you're kindly and gutsy, is what you've got.
Yeah,
mostly.
that feels like me as well. And I'm not a flexible person. I'm
Yeah.
too blunt to be flexible.
Did you and Juliette go over the fact that you can have all of this invisible? So all of the dialogue
Yes,
choices
so
have the option.
There was the option there, and I said, as I said yesterday, I personally, if I was doing a run, I would do that because
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't want to know. But because we're teaching people how to play and we're walking people through it, I think it's nice for them to
Wanna
see
show.
what things mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we need it. I don't think it's a wrong thing to do sometimes. I've seen
What,
Mr.
blackmail?
Robot. I've seen Mr. Robot. He just
It was
black-
a pizza company and a joystick brand. That it's not. It's not Bezos, is it?
We don't need it. Dangerous stuff and malicious effort to go for it. And for what? Marginal increase in our funding? We don't need it. We'll be great. I believe in our team. We need to win legit. So it's a matter of proving yourself against the challenge. I see. So while crime would make the task easier, it would also skew your data, ruining the results. I see. Okay.
See, she's learning.
Yeah. I think I understand it's important to follow the rules to ensure a clean outcome. Thank you for explaining. Well, go freshen up. Team practice starts soon. Use Subway to get to good, clean fun. Onwards, manager. Theseus. Onwards and Theseus. At least that's over with for now. We'll need to go down to the arcade and kick some virtual ass. I know I can at least do that. No more wrangling around strong personalities, no more selling conflicts, just doing what I was born to do, play video games. Oh, so this happens. I think this is something on my controller. Certain buttons just randomly pause the game.
Oh, what?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out another
Okay.
time.
There you go.
Right, except, well, matchmaking is taking forever.
Oh, okay, we'll do it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It has literally been 2 minutes, Zappa.
Yeah, I know, forever. How are you supposed to find practice matches in these servers if you can't find anyone on our skill level? The elo dragging us down or something.
Or yours dragging us up. High rank pros aren't always playing this early in the day, you know.
He's asking, aren't you on holiday?
Having only a single FOD2 machine in this entire arcade, plus a slow day of online matchmaking means practicing at a snail's pace. On the plus side, while Dom and Zap are getting... Oh, I've got nicknames from them already.
Yeah,
Getting their rounds in, I'm free to wander around and chat with other people, probably for the best. I haven't spent much time getting to know them yet. Take advantage of this quiet moment. I doubt I can visit everyone before my 10 by 10 at the mat, but can I squeeze some socialising in, and whom do I want to chat with? I've got the timer again. Cool.
So, here's the thing. Do you mix it up and talk to people that you didn't necessarily speak to last time?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or do you just try and focus on the relationships you've already started building?
Well, I want to do better with Rhapsody, because I really care about Rhapsody.
Okay, so
And
don't mess up the dialogue.
I feel like don't put the pressure on me. I find Rhapsody in the far back booth in the pizzeria. They're fiddling with their phone. I wander my way back there. That's my character. But I'm wearing red now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I missed the orange.
Oh, it's come from orange to red then.
Yeah.
Oh, but it clashes with the pink.
It clashes with the pink. Yeah. I'll get rid of the beanie next time. I wander my way back to where they're sitting, and upon arrival, I notice there's a mess of papers and drawings sewn across the table. Are you trying to solve a murder mystery or put together these pieces for a conspiracy theory? Rhapsody smiles wildly and looks up at me.
All I'm missing is the red yarn tying everything together.
Exactly. So which is it?
Neither. Look for yourself. What do you see?
I do as they say, and I should take a look at the papers. It's mostly illegible. They're just like me for real. Rhapsody could have been a doctor with writing. People used to say that to me all the time.
You could be a doctor.
A doctor with that writing, or a child doctor. Well, if your handwriting was better.
Hey now, not fair. Well, okay, so my chicken scratch isn't the most legible, but surely you can see beyond that.
Once again, peer and see beyond the words. It's lists. Complete lists of matchups, counters, a tier list, and a whole slew of details included about them. I already know a fair amount of this just from playing, but there are matchups and common moves in Rhapsody's notes that I hadn't really thought about before. You are extremely detail-oriented.
Thanks for noticing. Now, why don't you stop hovering over me like a creep and join me?
I acquiesce and slide in. I can't believe I was like
You
acquiesce.
acquiesce, but not slew.
That's the old. If you ever need a representation of my English skills, it is acquiesce, but not slew or stapler. Anyway, I said that wrong the other day.
You said stapler.
I did. Stapler, whatever. And even before I had a chance to prod them with further questions, they begin answering them.
I'm just trying to put down everything I know about FOD2 on paper into something cohesive so I can share it with everyone. We're a team now, a legit one. Everyone will need to be at the best game, always. Everyone needs to know the why of every action we perform. Cause and effect is important. We can only learn so much by playing the game, but studying how the game works, exploiting the move sets, seeing which combo overpowers others...
Rhapsody looks up at me and smiles gently.
If we are doing this, we're doing it right. Right?
I'm touched. This is no small amount of work put onto this on the paper.
Recording and stuff like that, rather than using it for broadcasting.
Just a very blunt. I appreciate this.
Thanks. I think it's all or nothing. We've got to go 110% on this, and Info Dump can help with that. Maybe we could even encourage some of the less inclined team members to study. And if we can't know it all, we're doing ourselves to failure.
I wouldn't go that far, Theseus, but I do agree with the more you know.
Rhapsody simulates a shooting star flying overhead with their hands.
The more you know.
Rhapsody... Oh, that is what it's a reference to.
Yeah.
Rhapsody pauses, elbows resting on the table, and places their head upon their entwined fingers. They gaze directly into my eyes, and I sense a fire within them.
Ooh, I want to win this.
So do I.
No, I don't think you understand. I really, really want to win this.
So do I. Really, really. Rhapsody chuckles softly.
Well...
Well, I guess we're one on the same page then.
We best win, or there'll be two of us crying.
Not too long ago, Rhapsody didn't even want to play, and now they're dying to win, making flashcards, getting really serious about the whole thing. What changed, honestly? Rhapsody inhales a sharp breath, shocked by the question, but relaxes into themselves, seeing to know exactly what I'm referring to.
I've never tasted victory, but I've watched plenty of my friends suckle from that team. What's the phrase? Always the bridesmaid?
Rhapsody considers how to phrase things before speaking.
I've always had a talent for puzzle solving. There's a certain excitement, a feeling you can't quite put into words, in working through a puzzle, isn't there?
Je ne sais pas.
Your brain sees all the different pathways, the options before you, and then weighs them all out separately. If there's more than one way for success, one has to determine which is the best way. That's not even including outside factors. And when you solve that puzzle, it's like a reward just for yourself. You don't share the triumph with others. It's between you and the puzzle. It's the same in competitive games. They're just bigger and more intricate puzzles to solve.
Pleased with the explanation, they smile at me.
So it's to no one's surprise when I fell head over heels with competitive games. From Smash Bros to FOD, I've played them all.
Are we allowed to say that?
A little name drop.
Yes, it's in there.
And with each new game, I learned it in its entirety. The combos, the perfect executions, the matchups. Otherwise, how else would I be able to solve the puzzle?
If you do that with Smash Bros, you're going to be there for years.
It's like 40 characters.
Yeah.
I even shared with others those details, showed them how to defeat anyone and win. I taught them everything I knew. They climbed and won and took home championship titles. They succeed. And as for me...
That was one puzzle you couldn't solve. Damn!
Bingo.
Rhapsody nods silently.
So I gave up. Why even try if you're just going to fail? It's not worth it, is it? How could I know so much about a game and not ever succeed? Those thoughts consumed me and I found it affecting me. So I focused on teaching others instead. I could find at least a small bit of happiness in their victories. I was safer that way.
Rhapsody takes a long, reflective pause.
And looking back at it all, I do find pleasure through others' success. I'm glad to be that person people turn to for guidance. But there's still part of me that can't let go of that desire. Oh jeez, look at me. Oh jeez. I've gone on monologuing for way too long, Theseus. Don't hesitate to interrupt me.
All of what Rhapsody's saying, I think I understand. I think that's right.
Yes.
If we win, you'll have completed the puzzle.
So a big thing with Rhapsody is sort of mix of logic and quirky.
I just mostly say what I agree with.
Yeah.
In this game,
Which seems to be gutsy.
That's the part. Well, I'm very gutsy as a person.
Yeah.
I empathise with Rhapsody's feelings of wanting to succeed on something that stopped them in the past. Accomplishment is important, and to win means you've succeeded in your goals. You'll have solved the unsolvable. And now what? You want to try again?
Exactly. And see, there goes the thing. Hardly working hard must win. Now's my time to finally succeed.
Hardly working. I'm hopeful we can win, especially with all your help, Rhapsody. You're an invaluable part of the team. Rhapsody smiles warmly at me.
I'd be lying if I didn't say that you've been a major player in this drive to win again.
Rhapsody bites their lower lip shyly and looks away, slightly embarrassed. The mood changes dramatically as Rhapsody's attention shifts to me and the mess before them. They start scooping up their strewn about papers and stuffing them into their pockets.
Oh dang. I still have to type all these up for everyone. No one can read my handwriting either. Teacher's got to write up the syllabus, so to speak. Don't worry, I'll be back in time for my matches. There's an internet cafe around the corner and this will take no time.
In a rush, Rhapsody slides into the booth and I watch them wave to Ben and Matt as they leave the pizzeria. Rhapsody left in such a hurry, I hope everything is okay with them. I can't speak. Maybe they're just excited about the chance to really win this time. Regardless, I should see what everyone else is up to. Doran and Zafra are still playing, so it's off to see who's next.
Okay. Do you like chatting to Ben and Matt?
I love Ben and Matt so much.
I hang out a lot with Ben and Matt.
But
they're great.
I don't want to talk to Rap. I don't want to talk to Loxley.
No one talks to Loxley?
No,
that's fine.
I want to talk to Jinx and Grace. With good, clean fun being a trifecta of greasy food, clean clothes, and hot cafeteria, hot arcade action. It's not even close. Not even close, is it? It's not too surprising when I see my arcade friends washing their underwear and stuff. Grace is chatting away with Jinx while folding her mostly black clothing from the dryer. Jinx, for her part, occasionally glances from her phone while talking. How many socks do you lost to the sock goblins today?
A few, but sock goblins aren't real.
Maybe it's Grace.
Unlikely. Besides, Grace is helping me with my clothes sorted out. It's very counterproductive.
So she does your laundry?
Can't exactly carry a giant basket of clothes with these arms. Used to use a wagon, tug it along on the wheels, but it's less tiring to get someone to help with stuff like this. And Grace volunteered.
I love them. Always happy to lend a hand for my BFF. And it's a good opportunity to just chat and relax, you know? Am I interrupting chat and relax times?
Nah, it's fine.
Something grabs Jinx's attention as her eyes flickering down to her phone while Grace continues folding her black t-shirts.
Grace, that car you were talking about, the Asimov.
Yeah. Jinx turns to her phone around and shows the news about self-driving car kills driver in accident. Alarmed, Grace nearly drops the shirt she was folding. Oh no.
Yeah, so this gets weirdly philosophical with some things. So obviously Grace is a
AI,
developer of an AI. So now it opens up this discussion that we're about to go into. So it says here they were swerving to avoid someone who screwed up and drifted out of their lane. Someone would have died either way. Still not great for Asimov.
That's the trolley problem.
Yeah, it's getting AI
you can't
to
give a
decide
robot
the
a trolley problem,
Yeah.
That's really disappointing. Even beyond my condolences for the poor man behind the wheel. A lot of us in the AI development community were really pushing for the Asimov. Could have solved all of our infrastructure and transportation problems. Maybe they can fix the bug and the negative PR won't squish the project entirely.
Doubtful. Problem is people. Any idiot humans on the road introduce X factors that an Asimov can't always solve.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think people can't be trusted with cars. We're too reckless, too stupid, too inattentive for those high-speed metal pricks. So how do you feel about AI driving cars?
I don't want to make a joke about it right now.
No. It does mention the trolley problem, though.
Yeah, I think I'd bring up the trolley problem.
Yeah.
So if the car swerved, someone dies, and the car didn't swerve, someone died, it sounds like an ethics problem. Probably not in the wheelhouse of an AI to have a definitive solution to one of the most classic philosophical conundrums of all time.
I'd agree, but it was a human driver accidentally drifting into the lane that caused the accident, not the Asimov.
That's true.
Blaming the AI for some idiot's mistake, no personal responsibility has to hold fast. Sometimes I think if every car was run by code, it'd all flow smoothly, optimal, safely, even if America would never give up driving.
Yeah, that's unlikely. Even aside from one's independent spirit and freedom of movement, people still don't trust AI. And sadly, this incident won't help the Asimov's chances at acceptance into the mainstream.
Yet you'd trust a bus driver.
Bus driver's a person. I'd trust a human being over an AI.
Really?
I feel. Yeah.
Okay. We used to have, when I lived in Sheffield, we had trams. I mean, I'm sure you've been...
People drive trams.
Yeah, I know, but for the most part, it's on a rail. It just follows one...
So are trains, but people drive trains.
Yeah.
I'd still rather someone drove a tram than an AI drove a tram.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm not ready for self-driving cars yet.
No.
I don't. I bet I struggle to be on in taxis. I don't like giving my life to a stranger.
Well, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, pull up to my house. You're like, oh, pull up to the street next to my house and don't watch me as I enter.
No, it's maybe Iris could drive. She seems compassionate enough to make the right choices. I'd big up Iris. What if self-driving cars were based on the Irish technology? It feels she's light years ahead of what they've currently got. Yeah. Oh, of course, Grace likes that. I forgot she made her even.
Yeah.
She's not capable, but Iris is a general-purpose AI with a general-purpose set of skills. She can learn and download and outperform most humans. True, but given the importance of this, a hyper-focused driving AI would be preferable. Clean, efficient, fast, perfect, and in theory, anyway. Yeah, the thing about Iris is she thinks, so she tries to pick the right thing to say.
Exactly.
Whereas a car needs to make a decision in milliseconds. Yeah.
She almost did a federal crime like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's very true. I love science. I love science. Not on that goofy OMG science rules you see on Facebook or Twitter. I'm a firm believer that both the human spirit and the ability to improve upon the human condition, both through science, robotics, biohacking, space exploration, everything. There is a bright future ahead of us if we're willing to put old attitudes aside and reach for it. With every last bit of laundry folded, Grace packs up her clothes in a plastic laundry basket. Feeling better about this. Feeling better now, and I'm sure Asimov will bounce back from this.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Excuses, Theseus. Grace and I gotta drag this stuff back to my place.
Okay, but make sure you come back in time for team practice. I'm sure FOD2 machine will be available soon.
Won't be gone long. I literally live 3 floors up in the apartments over GFC.
GCM. That's really good. I didn't know that. Yeah. That's handy.
That's how she gets it, so cool.
Yeah. Zapper still playing, so obviously someone who's next. I'm sorry, Loxley, but I want to see Ben and Matt.
I mean, you get a free bit of pizza every time, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Food sounds like a good idea. Might be tangled up in practice sessions all afternoon. Maybe says a czar would be advisable.
Are we going to try and talk at the same time?
Well, no, but they're speaking.
What can we get for you, our delightful, high-powered business executive?
Please, just Theseus. I'll keep it simple today. Just a cheese lover's pizza.
Can't be too cheesy, I always say, even if my bowels occasionally say otherwise.
Shout out lactose intolerant people. One piping hot slice of the good stuff slides over to me. I open the box and nosh on it, too eager to find out a table first.
Today, I would have thought your first shot at managerial duties would grind you down into a tiny, quivering wad of stressed-out jelly.
Please don't remind me. I'm trying to avoid liquefying myself. When I was here yesterday, I didn't realize that becoming our team leaders was on the step of the dream ladder.
The ladder to our dreams has missing steps. In that case, it can be difficult to climb by yourself.
Ben's right. No need to burden just
I
yourself.
love them.
Especially when there are people around you who've had some experience at making dreams happen.
Who?
Matt's talking about us.
Indeed, we'd be happy to impart our learned wisdom upon the younger generation. Some pointers?
Okay. Oh, bonus points.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was you or Juliette who I blew their mind by saying the Ben and Matt logo is green and red because of an Italian
Italia,
flag.
yeah. No, Juliette told me this just then, that blew my mind. So I feel like you probably told Juliette.
Yeah, I'm taking credit for that one.
I said it's either Italy or Ireland, and I don't think it would make sense to be
Ireland.
Irish.
That's orange.
You are correct, yeah. My brain stopped for a second then.
The Irish, very famous for their pizza.
Well, I'm already way up on. I'm very kindly. I'm gonna be funnier.
You want to be funnier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't like picking the funny option in a lot of the conversations.
Yeah.
But these are 3 points, so I'll take it.
But it's not always the funny one, it's just the sort of like goofball one.
Yeah. So look, that's what I wanted. I want it to be my number 3. And keep that raised. I'm thinking that you need a stress management technique. What do you think? Yoga, healing crystals, hunt people for sport?
No, what about...
Serpent wax, got it. They're not speaking now.
Okay.
Do we Ben or do we Matt?
I'll do Matt.
Sure. But seriously, find one thing that makes you happy, something that you can do anywhere, anytime, without anyone else, and do it.
Find a quiet place and listen to music, repeat a mantra, watch cat videos, things like that.
The important thing is to recharge your batteries with a simple, calming ritual of your own choosing.
Is there a game that you like to play on your phone? A little puzzle game, perhaps? And anywhere, anytime, pick me up.
Yeah, that could work. I do love Tetris. I love Tetris.
I'm terrible at it.
I'm really
I
bad
get
at
so
it as well,
impatient.
but I'm not impatient. Well, that's my thing, is I go like speedy now, like boom, boom, boom.
Oh, okay. I never get the right thing, though. Okay, yeah. Good, that'll do nicely. As successful business owners, we know the importance of not losing your marbles under the weight of adult responsibility.
Responsibilities on top of, playing FOD2. Still a heck of a lot for me.
Undoubtedly.
We believe
You
in
do
you.
that thing. You barely know me. We're excellent judges of character.
Indeed, insightful and intelligent, infallibly so.
And we don't predict the future, of course. We simply believe in people that realize their own
Never know
futures.
quite where life will take you. Something Matt and I have experienced firsthand.
No.
Indeed. We started out running a donut shop and bookstore.
I never know when the dialogue's going to kick in.
Yeah. You ran both a donut shop and a bookstore? How did you manage to run 2 businesses at once? They're currently running
One
3.
business. We sold books and donuts under one roof.
The whole story. Ah, such halcyon days.
That's a really good title for that.
Yeah.
I bet they came up with the name and then were like, donuts and books!
Yeah.
Demographics and the opening of a high-end cafe named La Biblio the Queue du Croissant signaled the
They
end
stole
of
your
that
whole jam.
venture.
Another sad tale of local business crushed by big donut and big book.
Not that we let it bring us down. No, we moved right along to our next idea. Pizza, laundry, and video games.
I'm sorry, this was your next go-to idea?
Positively.
I love
My
them.
point is,
To be fair,
you may
we
never
have
know where
a
you'll end up.
record book
Journey to
and
get there
cafe.
will
Yeah,
certainly
that
be
place is
in
great.
Letchworth. Yeah.
You weren't expecting to manage an esports team, but look, you're managing an esports team. Isn't that something?
That is something.
Wear the mark of chaos with pride. Surf the wave. Ride the snake.
That means something entirely different.
Ben contemplates his next words as their back and forth stream of consciousness finally pauses for a brief second. I mean, be honest, where did you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Where did you see yourself, or where did your character see yourself?
To be honest, we're sitting in the dark apartment all day growing over. I have no idea. I could predict it, but what's the point? Hosting a trophy of man with millions of fans cheering. Dead in a shocking choice. To be honest, I want to have a trophy.
Oh, okay.
I want to be a champion. The ultimate grand champion, absolute victor of everything that exists. I mean, that's honestly what I saw for myself, being a mega winner until the end of time. I know it's unrealistic, but I've got things I'm working through, and that's the truth of it. Well, I'm happy you found it hardly working hard. Then together, I keep forgetting that's what we called it. I'm like, what is
hardly working
about?
hard? Yeah.
Together, you'll you'll work through every little thing.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's
Yeah.
me. A finer gathering of folk you'll not find indeed.
If you need any further advice, you know where to find us right here during work hours. Now then, next order please. And that's when I noticed a very long line forming behind me. People waiting for Ben and Matt to get on with them. My humble apologies, come down to devour my pizza. Not sure if Ben and Matt work as obligatory substitute father figures in the grand narrative of my new life, but they very much make for cool uncles. I love
They do
them.
look cool.
Seriously, what's taking so long? Domino and Zappa should have completed a few matches by now. Curious, I go to check on them.
Yeah.
Arriving in Center Arcade, I see them in the middle of a pretty intense match with everyone else just kind of watching from the sidelines. Curious, I join the fringe of the group to see what's going on.
Say, that's the third time I've been ganked. Domino, get your skinny ass up here and defend me.
Ooh.
Can't talk, swarmed by ninja. Ninjas? Do you pluralize ninja, or is ninja already plural?
Shut the up and help me. We're gonna lose this match if you don't get your act.
I'm so happy we didn't go with the non-swearing people.
I
Yeah.
didn't exactly see you diving into my lane to save my bacon when they roasted me in round 1, Zapperchan.
I'll bail you out when you learn the difference between your joystick and your.
Great, they're fighting. And that's what I was hoping for, some interpersonal drama just to shut this out.
Decided to stop twiddling your thumbs and dive my lane. Honestly, Domino, you're like the speed and grace of a garbage truck.
Are we trash talking then? Is that what's expected of me? Okay.
Ooh, Domino.
Trash talk?
Domino is not good for trash talk.
Entirely around this game or pushing your friends away. You're probably alone in love. Yeah. Will be too shot in one thing you were any good at. You'll be like a high school quarterback
going.
who's nothing at the end of the road.
Shut up, bro! Just shut up!
Also, you smell. Well, did I talk
Classy.
trash of sufficient quality to earn your admiration, Zapper?
3 seconds of horrified silence follow. Slides from perfectly from terror to rage. Then she makes her nage rather directly. She has both hands to give her a hard shove away from her, which causes stumble, trip over his ratty old backpack left on the floor, pulling his ass. Everyone in Hardly Work starts speechless as Domino sits on the floor with Zappa looming over him. Realizing everyone's staring, Zappa stammers, lips moving silently before she finally blurts out a retort.
Screw this. Where are you all? I'm going home.
It's day one.
Yeah. Not a very good manager.
I just got here! With determination, she shoves past the rest of the group on her way out of the door to leave good, clean fun, presumably forever.
There's going to be a lot of people talking now.
Yeah.
Can't be happening.
I should have stepped in. I knew this would happen.
No, the one who should have stepped in quicker was you. No. Know what Domino is capable of.
Then give me an
what
option!
Zappa's capable of. Let's go get a soda and relax a bit while they sort this out, okay?
Okay.
On 3. 1.
What? I'm sad to say that this isn't the first time those two have had quite an altercation, or the first time Zappa's quit the team. First time she's ever shoved someone, mind you, but that's a bit of an escalation.
So we're trying to figure out which one of us is going to chase down Zappa and who's going to tend to Domino.
At this moment, I notice that Domino has indeed slinked off somewhere, silently leaving the scene of the crime. Maybe I should be doing this? I'm the manager, I need to manage the team.
HR duties aside, it might help to hear it from us. We've known them both for longer.
Agreed! 'Tis an admirable suggestion, but 'twould you best to handle this? We've done it before and have no qualms in doing it. And again, looping in stagnation. And that's why I'm here, right? Iris said they needed me. Even Zappa agreed that the team desperately needed fresh blood. If I'm not willing to step in here, sort this thing out, it's just not going. It's just going to happen again. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not for a few weeks. But at the very least, I can overrule their rock paper scissors and take one of them on myself.
There you go.
Thank you for wanting to take care of this, but I'm gonna help here. I'm not only their manager, I'm the friend too. So I'm in.
So who are you going to go after? I know who you're going to go after.
I've been talking about her all day.
Yeah. Domino.
Yeah, her. And I decide who I want to go after. Yeah, I know who I want to talk to. I'll go after Zappa. Is she going home? Where does she live? She's
All the
across
way
town.
across town.
She's probably taking the subway. You might want to catch her if you start running. Oh, sorry, that was you.
Yeah, just taking my lines.
One foot in front of the other. Got it. Good luck with Domino. Worry not, my friend. Rhapsody and I will handle him with care.
Aha! Avast! No, that's more pirate.
Yar! It's a big city. Bum bum. Dun 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 dun.
What's that? What's that?
NCIS.
Oh.
Well, Laura, no, sorry, it is, look, I think.
Law and Order's the dun dun.
Dun, dun. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. Anyway, if I can't find Zappa pushes the train, I have to look for the whole thing, around the whole thing. Running at top speed, I take a tumble near the stairs to the subway station. My effort to get down to her quickly. Fortunately, I spot her getting on the train, heading midtown. Barely screw through the door before the car takes off. By the time when I approach, I'm so out of breath that I can barely move and do more than wheeze. Zappa, Hyper. Just a moment. She passes her hand in front of her face, wiping her eyes and casting a mildly annoyed look my way. I think you have to do it.
What are you doing here?
What could she have said?
I don't know. Let me guess. You won the rock, paper, scissors showdown. Look, you can forget it, okay? I'm done. Burn the bridge. No going back. I'm done. I'm out. It's over. I'm a lousy fit for the team anyway.
Forcing air back into my lungs, I speak up to protest. It's a perfect fit. We're aiming for the top, aren't we? It's just what you wanted. Hang on. Why exactly do you think you'd be a lousy fit? Come on, we're aiming for the top. Come on.
Okay.
It's what she said she wanted to be at the top. You know, we're not there yet. We need her. Now more than ever, we need people with your drive and ambition. It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we develop.
Oh no.
You're a perfect fit. And so, your temper got the better of you, but I'm sure you'll be forgiven and apologise, and we can get back to kicking ass. Sounds good?
Sounds good. Yeah, you got it.
Why doesn't she look happy?
I just walk back in, say my bad, and everything's okay. Is that it? All because you need a pro level player?
That's it.
No. I can't just pretend this didn't happen, even if they'd happily go along with it, to maintain the illusion that everything's fine.
She pauses after that, trying to figure out words before, my stomach just said, I hate you. For actually saying them, hoping to explain what she means.
Look, let me put it to you this way. They're all good people, better people than me. They keep allowing me to... It's okay, we still love you.
What could she have said?
But I hurt Domino. That wasn't harsh language, that was literal violence. And don't give me the, oh, you didn't really mean to hurt him, you just tripped over his bag, because so what? That can't be forgiven, it shouldn't be forgiven. I'm an abusive jerk and don't deserve it. I'm a...
What could she have said there, actually?
Oh, there's a few.
Yeah.
Oh, Jinx may think she's the cursed one, but if anyone's going to drag this team down into the depths, it's me. Because I don't know how not to be a piece of... That one's pretty good. Don't you see? I can't go back. Oh, she actually... Oh,
sorry, we didn't realize she's speaking.
Over the
sorry. Zappa goes quiet, looking at her toes rather than meeting my gaze. I'm not entirely sure what to do to fix this. The other thing I can is just pour emotional resonance all over her head and call it a day. She's so deep in self-loathing that I think I'd make it worse and offer empty platitudes, but I can't just let her go, right? Can't take it on the face value that can't abandon her friends. Zappa, do you want to come back to the team?
One's got nothing to do with it. I was just making sure.
Oh, wait. Wrong, and here's why.
Ooh. See, this is some real, emotional stuff.
Not the time to make a joke.
No.
can allow you to come back in on probation. That way it's not completely...
That's a very, like, managerial...
That's so harsh. Like, I've just turned up.
Does she need some tough love? Because she is the one that was saying, I need to be punished.
So, by coming back to hardly working hard, you're exploiting their goodwill, you get off too lightly. Okay, we can work with this. I clear my foes, adopt a serious impression. Zappa, as your team manager, I have to say, I'm honestly disappointed in your behaviour today. Now I'm here, I'm not going to allow this sort of abusive aggression between teammates, so you can see yourself on probation. Alright, back on the team, keep an eye on you, and we can help you avoid this ever happening again. You got my word, okay? Curious, she looks up at me.
It's not much of a punishment.
Well, you also have to apologize to Domino. That'd be a good start. And I know that you won't jeopardize your position again, not with the Pro Tour on the horizon, right?
Correctamundo. There you go. Okay, normally I'm all for fighting against authority and sticking it to the man, but I also want to make you proud. I want to make the whole team proud. I'll do my best not to be a up again mixed manager.
We exchange a firm handshake and give some to give some pact the weight. Zappa looks around.
It's late in the day.
Zappa looks around, realizing the first time that we've been zooming along at high speeds in this entire exchange.
Well,
Oh. Pay for my fare. It's only fair.
Fair. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's little bits. This is probably the worst I've felt in years. Normally, someone comes at me like, "Yo, Zappa, you good to go for?" I'm like, "Meh, whatever." But this time,
it's a friend that you hurt.
yeah. I need to win back everyone's trust after what I did, and bowing before Domino to beg for forgiveness. It's a start, only a start. On the plus side, I've got a mixed manager to keep me in line from now on, right?
Just call me Theseus.
No one wants to call you Theseus.
I'm so cool. Call me Theseus. Which makes her smirk, bring back her usual sarcasm levels.
Kind of like mixed manager. Ooh, mixed manager. Yes, just like that. Discipline me.
Get me off this train!
Relax, Theseus. I'm just kidding. Possibly. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Unless.
Maybe unless.
With her confidence restored, we ride out the rest of the trip back to good, clean fun in high spirits. High arcade spirits.
That's the name of the game.
That's the name of the game.
Oh wait, yeah. So are we swapping back now?
I think so. Despite these two having a bit of an audience in the form of the collective, our friends and allies, it's like they got their own isolated world at this moment. Nobody chirps them from the sidelines or lets them hash it out without interference.
How you want to do this? Do I apologize and you apologize, or you apologize and I apologize, or do we just apologize at the same time?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I shouldn't have
words.
I feel terrible
I
about
knew
it.
no
It's inexcusable. I actually want to quit the team and I'll allow you to come back if you want me to.
Forgive me.
From now on,
I
I'll
need
try
to
hard
do
with my
better and
aggression
stop
to
behaving
my
myself
intro.
before I go to that.
So, friends,
We're
I
still
know
friends,
I'm a mess,
right?
but
Despite me being a weirdo.
hey, don't feel so weird.
You're less than
It's
the best
like
of most
it's
people I know,
through.
honestly.
Honestly, I've always had my
And I'll
chats
say
off
the
for which we'll talk with my
people I
enemies. What I think of...
I don't mind touchy-feely, but that's cool. We're good.
We good now? With the
It's not fair. Your dialogue came first.
All over the floor. They seem satisfied with the results, even if I can only follow about half of it.
Hooray!
The relief spreads to the rest of the team, and soon after, thank goodness, maybe things can go back to the normal now.
Better than normal, I'd say. Didn't even have to force an apology out of Zappa. It's important to have a cohesive team, and I think we just got extra sticky. I'm happy we're able to resolve it.
Indeed, together we are an unstoppable force. We must endeavour to not allow strife to pull us apart ever again.
There's one word that always comes to mind with Loxley, and it's just extra.
Yeah. A very upbeat note on the end, even if team dysfunction led us to an upbeat note in the first place. It was probably naive of me to hope that I could just join a team, kick some butt, win the glory. Real relationships are never quite that clean, they take work.
Yeah.
Still, I brought Zappa a bit further than ever. Maybe my words will help break through whatever cycle they were stuck in. Now to refocus the team. Okay, practice time. Hardly working hard. Great to see everything worked out, but let's not forget why we're here today. We've got one FOD2 machine, and we'll have to take turns to see who's going next.
Ooh.
You want to play FOD2 next? Ooh. Unimaginable treasure in envelope form. Presses a sealed document into my hands, printed on the sort of paper you normally reserve for grand historical declarations.
Ooh.
Even has a very official-looking seal with a fancy letter H embossed in the wax. We being summoned to tribunal of some sort. Do I need a lawyer and a powdered wig, or a designated second for my trial in combat? Even better, you're being invited to a local game tournament, a very exclusive one, being hosted by an old friend of ours.
It seems your triumph over Team Play to Win is really opening doors. He doesn't open those doors to just anyone, you see.
A legendary figure in arcade culture lurking beneath the surface, only emerging for impromptu and spectacular galas of gaming delight.
And you're invited to his latest affair. Isn't that nice?
So sorry.
Platform. Oh, okay. Are you doing good?
It's a personal thing. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh, look at you.
Carlos impressed.
I'm coloured. I'm impressed.
Curious, I break the seal and read the letter. Greetings, hardly working hard. You are summoned forth
This
this
is the voice
evening.
you're going with?
Yeah, to do battle against mighty warriors and claim riches untold. To participate in this exclusive tournament, come to the Arcade Surplus warehouse on 23rd Street by sundown. Those who arrive late shall not be admitted. Sundown's not a time though, so like, what's late?
It's really not good.
Like when the sun is already down or while it's setting. For the winning team, the ultimate prize is the end of the furious battle. Their very own Visitors Comfort 2 machine. We need one of those.
Hey,
Invitation
what
allows
a
Theseus and a partner of their
coincidence.
choosing to participate in the main tournament. However, the rest of your team is encouraged to accompany you and frolic in the festivities. There shall be plenty of social amusements and hot competition for everyone. May the odds be ever in your favour. Signed, your benevolent benefactor, Hamza. What is a Hamza? Is it a new kind of pizza? No, Hamza. The second H is implied, different twist on the syllable. Hamza is a legendary game finder and auctioneer. Normally he sells or trades for games and he acquires, but it seems he set this tournament to let players win things. Whoa, this could be big for us. From my initial research, which actually admittedly was done by, hey Iris, search the reference esports team. Oh no. You got it, Theseus, now searching. Rhetorical statement, Iris. But yeah, taking part in a local tournament is a terrific way to get a new team off the ground. It's a hell of an opportunity. And a second FOD2 machine would solve a lot of problems. Now that I think about it, team practice would normally go far more smoothly. Okay, we accept the invitation. Let's do this.
Wonderful.
Splendid.
Away
Anyway,
we
gotta go. They fly. Listen up, team. If you want to network with local pros and play some games, tag along. Sounds like everyone can come. I believe I'll bow out of this one. I'm afraid I have other affairs to attend to this fine. He's gonna go kill someone.
Yeah, I wish I had a dramatic hood.
Okay, sure. Yeesh. Odds that he's bowing out so quickly, but maybe he's got plans for a ban from the last few decades that he might process something. Granted, I've only ever seen him in arcade context. I have no idea what he actually does in his free time.
Not sure I'm up for playing in the tournament tonight. Travel's rough on me, especially to, what did the invite say? A warehouse? Dodgy.
It's okay, Jinx, you can hang out for a bit. Head home whenever you want. I'm not sure this is my scene either, honestly.
We'll both still come with you, Theseus. Fly the team colours, shake the pom-poms, what else?
Absolutely, for hardly working hard. HWH. This means I'll be teaming up with, I could beat Rhapsody, but even if things ended well with Zappa and Dono, it'd be risky leaving them to their own devices. I'll tag team one of them tonight. I wonder who it should be.
Okay, so you can either double down with Zappa, or you can see how Domino's feeling after the whole thing. You're gonna go with Zappa.
Yeah, I want to double down. No, she should be on probation. I shouldn't have gone with her.
Nope. That's fine.
My pure awesomeness.
Count me in. I'd love to win a second FOD2 machine.
Oh, did you pick,
I actually don't know if I did. I think I picked Jinx.
you picked Jinx
For the first round,
one?
yeah.
Okay.
No glory for Dorno, it seems. Overlooked again. So sad, so tragic.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Domino, you can stay with me tonight. We can watch our opponents from afar and give Theseus and Zappa the inside scoop. I'll do Domino as well.
Oh, sorry, I'm not playing. My
I
fault.
love being picked last. Anything to delay getting mild concussion from a dodgeball a few moments longer. think I'll head home, actually. It's been a weird day, and I could use the time to de-stress. You wacky kids have fun.
Sounds like a plan. Now let's practice a bunch, grab dinner, and then hop on a train to an event. I like that.
We'll burn them so hard.
Burn the house boots. Metaphorically and possibly literally, depending on how many exposed and unsafe electrical outlets we will find. With our team spirit restored from this morning's incident, hardly working hard, we'll work to prepare in the tournament to come. As the sun goes to set, we make our way over to the warehouse where the tournament is being held. At first, I wonder if we have the wrong address. This is a largely empty and industrial part of town. We're surrounded by empty factories, condemned buildings, and artifacts of last decade's recession. But the doors to the warehouse are opened, and there's light and noise coming from inside. So, we stumble across a rave. We're right where we need to be. I love Nanko.
It's like a
Banned by Nanko.
Nanko and...
Five Nights.
Amcop.
Nope, still look creepy and disturbing on the inside. It's a dumping ground for old arcade games, someone's long forgotten treasure trove, and now it's an underground fight club. I hate to think what sort of eight-legged monstrosities lurk in every dark corner of this place, waiting to consume your living soul. Unlike me, my teammates are mostly unfazed, and they split off to their own small groups. Jigs and Grays settle somewhere that they can relax and have a good spot to see the games from. Rhapsody said they wanted to check in on some casting friends, leaving me and Zapper alone. Turn to my teammate. Not exactly sure what to make of this place. Is this really what arcade tournaments look like? I mean, my involvement in real life competitions mostly exists of Evo from the comfort of my bedroom, so this seems messy and possibly haunted.
Oh man, this is some old school magic. I once attended a tournament which was a couple of people huddled around a laptop hooked up to a makeshift back alley power outlet. You asked me, the rough around the edges, the better. You can keep the glitz and glamour of televised esports events. I want the scene.
It's like it's the odd IT crowd episode where it's like street countdown.
It's like regular
it
countdown.
feels like. It's like. So this is more grassroots than the stuff I'm used to then.
So grassy you can practically feel it betwixt your toes. This is good for us, Theseus. Good for hardly working hard. We needed to get out of our comfort zone.
I'm probably freaking out. I'm freaking out, dude, from my comfort zone. But it's fall and pumpkin spice is all the rage. So it's not Spooktober Weed Day. You're allowed to say Halloween, right, in a video game?
Spookstober.
Spookstober weed. In fact, I feel a bit paralyzed, just loitering by the entrance of the warehouse, not wanting to wander too far into the darkened depths. Fortunately, or unfortunately, someone found us and approached anyway, despite my lack of desire to go any deeper.
Well. Look, Chad, we've got ourselves some
Oh my
genuine
God.
celebrities.
Chad and Lance
Lance
from
and
L7
Chad.
Gaming. They used to be white hot 5 years ago, but they haven't picked up any noteworthy wins since. Aren't you two from that cute little gang that hangs out in the laundromat? I saw you on Fight Jack earlier.
Right, the GBC team or something like that. Although I think they call themselves Hardly Working Hard now.
Well, isn't that special?
This is devolving into, like, I don't even know. So very, very special. I feel special inside just being in the presence of such wonderful people.
Take my advice, Theseus. Go home. You don't deserve to be here. Great, I've been here for 2 minutes and we've already made enemies. Do I try to smooth this over or just run with it?
It's like a team of coders.
I don't know you and you don't know me, so if you got a problem, that's on you, not me. We literally just got here. We haven't done anything to earn any loathing, so you want to rethink your attitude? I wasn't expecting to react well to that, and look, they aren't reacting well.
Was I?
Your
was I-
lands.
Seriously? I mean, just look at you. You're a conveniently diverse collection of gamers from across all walks of life, like an after-school TV special. I can't even accurately describe you all because I'm not allowed to use those words anymore.
Oh!
They won't let me.
How did they go from kind of funny to like just absolute
Douche.
disgusting? Yeah.
And that's the real reason why you're making
What?
media waves. You make all the woke corporate journalists pat themselves on the back for talking you up. Why are you getting me to read this? All while you take the spotlight away from the diverse thinker.
Exactly. This community was built for us. It's awful. We're the ones who started it and made it grow. This is our club, not yours. No one wants you to be here.
Reddit, is that you? Exactly.
You can't say that.
Why not? Anything beating play to win makes you feel big time. A fluke win is a fluke win. You know the real reason anyone gives a about you.
Exactly. You don't belong here. So run away, scrubs. Don't embarrass yourself any more than you already have. I'm going to destroy these two.
You better do.
Okay, I'm reasonably pretty sure if I punch these dudes right here and now, we'd be booted out of the tournament. At least team play to win only hated us because we were losers in their eyes. These two merely hate us for existing. Zappa's gritting her teeth loudly for that enough to be audible, but she's holding herself back with considerable difficulty.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling like tearing these two a new by dropping some truth bombs.
This could be fun to watch. Actually, but is it hypocritical of me to really want to lay into these dudes after what happened this morning? This could be considered just desserts for someone who's as toxic as these two jerkwads.
There you go. Unleash Zappa or tell her to cool it after a very heated day. Always one is a drink decision.
Do I want to be a manager or do I want to be a good mate? Get him.
Yeah.
Open fire.
Righteous. Alright, you two. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this either.
Immediately, the build-up at the head of her absolute rage explodes in chuckles, then outright laughter.
Ha ha ha.
That's meaner than anything she could have said.
I'm sorry, it's not even worth it to flatten these two idiots. See, L7 Gameman used to be red hot. They were on the top of the heap until they made a dumbass mistake of hassling their only woman player. See, they saw Queen Bee as nothing but eye candy, didn't recognize her skills. How'd that work out for you anyway? Oh right, Queen Bee ditched your ass and went on to form the 4 Heavenly Kings, replacing you on the leader. Nowadays, the only way L7 can stay relevant is to appeal to the toxic sludge of the internet, that little niche, slice of a fraction of a percent of the culture that is their fan base. Your attitude is sad, outdated relic, the bygone age. The rest of the scene is so far beyond you that you can't see the curvature of the earth from where you stand.
It is giving me They Said No Pickles right now.
Yeah.
Between the two of us.
I'm sure all 6 of your fans will cheer you on as you talk down the nasty woman who wasn't scared to tell you the truth. And hey, have fun with that, okay? You have fun. But as for me, I can't even get properly angry. They're just nothing. Come on, Theseus. Let's get registered for the tournament. I'm done with these two nobodies.
Two L7 Gaming just kind of stand there livid in silent rage as Zappa turns her back to them.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
And just when I fear they're going to have 2 physical alterations in one day, the billowing swish of a cloak temporarily blinds me. Hello!
So,
will cease immediately. You have made your viewpoint clear. Hamza will not tolerate violence at his tournament.
nice.
I like Hamza.
So, there was a name drop earlier as well, but Hamza is from the original Arcade Spirits and has not changed, is just as eccentric as ever and in just as derelict a space as ever. The other character that was name dropped is Queen Bee, who was
What are Hamza's pronouns, sorry?
he, him. Cool.
Chad and Max of L7 Game. The only reason Hamza tolerates your intolerable presence is because, sadly, Hamza owes your manager a favor. But should you make Hamza regret this act of hospitality, your suffering shall be legendary. Does Hamza make himself clear? Does Hamza make himself clear?
Can I date Hamza?
No, sadly not.
Yes, Mr. Hamza. Yes, Mr. Hamza.
Yeah, you gotta do it with the
Hamza gestures for them to depart, like the 2 little cockroaches.
All business settled, let us make way. Hamza welcomes his new friends with good clean fun. Well, any friend of Ben and Matt has a friend.
Oh, on behalf of Crimson Tiger, hardly working hard, would like to join your tournament and...
There is highly known reality's lady. But now, let us talk and as friends do. Hamza seeks to know all newcomers to the arcade scene. And rest assured, Hamza remembers all names, all faces, as well as all favorites. Nothing escapes the mind.
He's like a Lannister.
Hamza apologizes for the difficulties with L7 game. They are only here due to
The name's kind of cool though. I like
The L7.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
As a square.
I hate them, but I like that.
Well, when Queen Bee was on the team, it was fine, but now she's not, so they suck.
Do we know Queen Bee?
Yeah, Queen Bee's from the original game as well.
Sweet.
She was one of the romance options, actually.
I look forward to meeting her then.
And Hamza shall do all in his power to correct the matter. Now, let us engage in pleasantries. What can Hamza do for you? What desires can Hamza grant for you?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm just mesmerized. Oh, I like this guy. Can we keep him?
Hamza's not for sale or rent, but Hamza can be bargained for with favor.
Really? What's a girl gotta do to get a hot day with you on a luxury yacht? You look like the kind of guy that could spoil me rotten. Oh,
Hamza is
might
no
be giving you a run for
stranger.
your money here with Zappa.
I don't mind. She's free. Hamza is no stranger to wealth, but those who seek to share their such indulgences must prove their worth.
Your spirit.
You are Zappa, yes. Hamza has heard of your burning spirit. Are you ready to show Hamza what you are capable of, young woman?
Absolutely. Point me to the proving ground, and I'm in.
And you, Theseus, manager of Hardly Working Hard. Hamza knows you well, thanks to your 11 different social media feeds. In itself, stop signing up to different websites. I would rather die. So, first off, I should probably apologise for goading on L7 like that. Why?
You stood your ground against bullies. You and your allies showed Hamza the strength.
I made the right
of
decision.
character. Unyielding, even in the face of the storm.
Yeah, but if you're looking to encourage a friendly and welcoming environment, we didn't really help with that.
Hamza understands your confusion. For all things in life, there must be balance. Peace, war, tolerance, and intolerance. What battles you fight, and how they are fought. These are key. Hamza has no objections to your self-defense against an unjustified foe. You did not cower, and you did not shy away. Be proud, but had you reacted with limited final force, then Hamza would have been disappointed.
Okay, good. We didn't get the option
Yeah,
to.
hurt them with words.
Stand is respected.
I think so.
But please, let us talk of happier things.
So in terms of desires, at this point, all we really need is just sign up for the tournament. Unless we're such good friends, you consider simply giving us the FOD2 machine.
No.
Hamza also seeks to measure the fire within worthy individuals. If it is Hamza's prize you seek, you must win it fairly. Worth a shot. Hamza enjoys the display of confidence, so we're in. With a wink, Hamza brings your hands together with a clap. Certainly, Theseus and Zappa of Hardly Working Hard are officially entered into my glorious tournament. I understand you are sponsored by Crimson Tiger Energy Drinks. The knees we must bend towards capitalism. Hamza shall provide you with beverages to consume on camera, and you can substitute actual fluid for a fluid of your choosing in the clever subterfuge. Nice trick. And throughout this tournament, Hamza promises to cheer on your triumphs and feel sorrow at your losses. I glance around the ruined, abandoned arcade in this glorious tournament we're about to take part in, slightly confused at the contrast between it and Hamza's posh clothing. A fact not lost on him, he nods in apology. The rather messy surroundings are unfortunate, Hamza will admit, but Hamza assures you that there are no horrible dangers lurking around the shadows, only hot arcade action awaits you. This warehouse belongs to the decaying and decrepit arcade empire known as the Palace. Their inevitable decline shall be your gain. Hamza purchased the entire lot before it was thrown into a junkyard, and the rare arcades treasures saved from the clutches of death. But Hamza does not simply give these games away, no. On this night, they must be earned through righteous combat. I see, so it's not just an FOD2 machine being competed for. All manners of games are up for grabs. You should be worthy. Are you not worthy, my friend? True enough, I can spot the side tournaments with Hamza's assistance, taking down names and registrations. They maybe end up walking out of here with no more than an FOD2, but the others from hardly working hard join in. Let this be a crucible to your strength, Theseus, the strength of you and your friendships. Now, if you will excuse Hamza, there are other matters I must attend to. May the odds be ever in your favour. He stole that from something.
No, I don't think so. I think that's an original.
With a whoosh
quote.
of the cloak, he's gone, leaving behind only the scent of bergamot and pine.
Ooh. Now this is a party. I didn't realise that there were all these tourneys going on. I wonder if I can enter a light gun competition. Still have time for FOD2.
Double queuing? How decadent. Might be a juggling act, but if you can do it, go ahead.
Sweet. I'll catch up to you when FOD2 starts. Laters.
I'm not too keen on entering any other tournaments. I'd rather just stick with FOD2 for now, but I still wonder the Decaying Ruins theme was going on. Where should I go first? Oh!
Yeah, so now we've got a different location that you can hop about. Still only 3 choices, but... yeah! The sus is here!
The sus is here! I could have sworn I saw the sus's face in the crowd over on the side tournament, so I should investigate this for science. Also, Ruchi didn't tell me that she's here. I thought we were friends. I swim awkwardly.
Oh, okay. So you went with the friend?
Yeah, we're mates. Because I felt bad sitting next to Juliette and being like, I hate you.
I hate you.
I think when I play on my own, I'm going to choose enemies.
Yeah. You can still be flirty if you choose them as
I
an
know
enemy.
this, yes.
Yeah.
I swim awkwardly through the waves of people in the side tournaments. There's always a different kind of setups, from the warehouses, stock arcade cabinets to the old CRTs with consoles. Eventually find the sus participating in the Power Stone tournament. She's currently in the hot seat.
I'm not going to lose. Oh, it's just Juliette. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably just Juliette, yeah.
That's what you said last time too.
The sus's smirk. Well, I thought that you were doing a Juliette impression.
That was a Juliette impression.
No. Widens and flicks her wrist and inputs a combo that utterly destroys her opponent.
Listen, maybe if you train harder, you'll best me next time. But I highly doubt it. It's got Juliette's sass.
The defeated actually doesn't look too upset that they were completely decimated. Instead, they look like they're laughing, like they've just won the lottery. The sus extends a hand for a handshake, and then they sweep them into a giant hug. Can't say I'd be content after a loss like that. They exchange a quick few words before people joyously surround the sus. Not going on over the Power Stone players. They're actively ignoring the buttons and screens and entirely focused on the sus. Pleasantry high fives all round. She's pretty popular in the FOD community, but outside of it I had no idea. Eventually the sus's attention withdraws from the group. She spots me from afar, waves to me, excuses herself and approaches.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, dude?
Are you trying to romance Juliette?
No. I heard the warehouse sale. I'm thinking of buying it. A new coat of paint is in order. Probably make this smart on the walls. What do you think?
As long as you include a guest bedroom for me to crash occasionally.
Deal. But it's not actually for sale. If it were, it's not like I could ever even afford it. I mean, for the FOD2 tournament. Although getting a team house would be pretty awesome. And it hits me. It's just the sus. I don't see any of her teammates talking around, mocking people, ruining things like they did not so long ago at Good Clean Fun. Interesting, but the best team in the league aren't here right now. Did you not get the invitation?
Nah, P2 didn't. Coach said we shouldn't focus on such small-time tournaments and set our sights higher.
And yet, you're here and not with your team.
I'm not married to them, Theseus. I do get free time, you know? Where I go, what I do, my free time, it's my business, not theirs.
Fair enough. Seeing how it is a bit touchy subject for her, I move on to something else. So, Power Stone. The sus coxswain.
The sus coxswain.
The sus coxswain eyebrows.
Oh man.
The sus coxswain eyebrows. Suspiciously. You seem good at it.
Are you challenging me to a money match? Is that what you're trying to ask? I accept.
Dust pulls out $100 bill from my pocket and raises it above her head.
Let's go,
Juliette.
You and me in front of everyone.
I'm not challenging you for money, the sus. I haven't even played this game. Why would I put $100 down when I know I'm going to lose?
It's for the thrill, Theseus.
I accidentally
Oh, you
sorry.
again. The excitement to get to play alongside me.
She smiles wickedly at me, taunting me.
The enjoyment of having me dominate you.
I roll my eyes and a scoff escapes my breath. The sus merrily laughs in response.
Fine. It seems we'll have to save the money match for another day.
The sus takes the $100 bill and places it back in her pocket. She has one.
Pretty. Yeah, that's all she's
Yeah.
got as well.
She takes out $100 bill a week and hopes for the best.
Yeah.
Funny humiliating. Thank you. Humiliating loss.
No, you said it again.
From my rival this time around, but it stopped my curiosity about the whole ordeal. How long have you been playing? Do you know all these people? What exactly is the Stone of Power and how do I wield it?
Slow down there, Inquisitor. I can't keep up with all those questions. Where to even begin?
Sus takes a moment to pause, reflecting in her memories.
I've been playing this game since I was a kid. It was my first competitive arcade game. It's what brought me here, to the world of arcade.
I feel a little sheepish, and being an adult never having seriously gone into an arcade until good, clean fun.
I would spend the entirety of my allowance at arcades. I even stole money from the swear jar so I could play longer.
I even swore more so I could pay more.
Yeah. Started out by playing my favourite characters, trying to learn their moves, and eventually I beat the game. But that first victory wasn't enough.
The sus holds her forehead in her hair.
No, I craved more. Even as a child, I knew from that moment this was my new life. This was the life I chose. Got very sinister.
I know that the sus can be a bit sassy and playful, but I've never seen her talk like this. I let her continue uninterrupted.
I left a life where no one cared about me.
Christ.
The arcade gave me a renewed reason to live.
Okay. The sus pauses abruptly as a wave of nervousness crosses her brow, realizing she might have overshared a little bit. Yeah! A second will pass before she's back to her normal light-headed demeanour.
This
Swings her arm around, gesturing towards the people behind her.
is my family. I've grown up around these people. I've made friends here. Friends that will last a lifetime. These bonds are thicker than blood. It's been the one community I came back to time and time again. They've always welcomed me. That's why I'm here. So now you know my business thesis. Please, what I've told you...
As I'm about to respond. Hey, the sus! We're up! Another one of the sus's friends shows up. If you spend half as much time practicing as you do chatting, maybe we actually have a chance against me. Sus shoots me a pleading look before turning away from me. A smile replaces the mournful face as she begins chatting with her friend. I'm surprised the sus opened up to me like that. I wasn't expecting it. I'm glad that was shared. I feel nice.
Thanks, Juliette.
Thanks, Juliette. A loud cheer from the Power Stone cabinet interrupts the thoughts, and I'm reminded that I should get back to my own tournament. I glance back once, watching my rival cheering happily amongst their family, and then I leave. Attention! Theseus and Zappa to your tournament area for the next challenge. This is it, the first round. The first match is pretty pathetic. A couple of local casuals got in by being friends with Hamza. We trounced them easily. Thankfully, unlike L7, it's all handshakes and smiles after. I was here for the fun of it. Win or lose, they got what they wanted. Even if I'm glad I won instead of losing. Anyway, what do we do for the next round?
There we go. So in between each conversation, there's going to be like, oh, you played this game, and
to
this
the
happened.
finale, yeah.
Yeah. Until the finale.
Oh, I want to see all of them.
Oh, you can't.
I know.
Hamza and Rhapsody, though, and then Grace and Jinx.
I want to see more Grace. It's tricky. See, that was
To rock
the
around.
noise. It's tricky to track down Grace amidst all of the gathered gamers. Mazes of wooden crates and arcade cabinets block every possible line of sight that I could have used. Let's see, where could she be in all this mess? Maybe I could deduce and work backward from that conclusion. Any arcade role-playing games? Is that a thing? I don't know if that... but I'm looking for an arcade equivalent with a slow-paced, logic-driven experience. Maybe a puzzle game? Beeps and boops of sliding box draw me to a relatively uncrowded corner of the warehouse where Grace is happily tapping at a joystick, smiling away. Hey, there you are. I did it before.
Theseus, hi, check it out. They've actually got Tetris, the Grandmaster 4. And it's even got the, thankfully uncopyrightable, Russian folk music the series is known for. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Ah, right, you're still a newbie. Well, this is a particularly deep bit of nerdy lore. TDM4 never made it past the prototype stage. They lost the license to the original game. I'm amazed there's a prototype in this place. Although I wouldn't be surprised to find like the Ark of the Covenant or Polybius or some other legendary lost item in this place. It's kind of creepy, isn't it?
Pretty sure the only real danger is the crate falling on your head.
I've been trying not to look. I've been trying to not to actually look up to avoid thinking about that.
You okay?
Back to talking about the game lore. Hey. The Rise of Tetris are kind of, well, complicated. Like, seriously, wildly confusing, Cold War drenched in complication. But I've always loved the Grandmaster series. They're the most intensely difficult arcade puzzlers ever made, in my opinion.
RPGs are kind of like tactical puzzles. Fourth Tetris game, they're running out. Love a thinking challenge. Makes sense to me. You like role-playing games.
Exactly. I like games that make me think. Critical Thought was just difficult to train as physical prowess. You never skip leg day, and you never skip brain day. Puzzles and RPGs stretch different brain muscles, so it's good to mix it up, you know? It's healthy. So how's the tournament going so far? Are you and Zappa kicking all the butts?
Pretty good so far, and we're still in the running.
Hey, that's great. Who knows? Maybe you'll actually make it to the finals.
I'm not sure how I dig the astonished sounds at our current level of success.
Hey, have you seen Jinx yet? I spotted this game and just sort of got sucked into it. Lost track of her in the process. I hope she's okay. This isn't really her scene, and I haven't seen anyone she would comfortably sit down. Oh, anywhere, sorry. Would you mind checking in on her at some point tonight?
Yeah.
Just to be sure everything's good.
If I got time, sure. I'm thinking I can squeeze some social activity between round. Not a lot of it, though.
It's okay. If you don't have time, I can go find her once I'm done with the game, I mean.
Momentarily lost in thoughts, Grace slips up exactly 2.3 milliseconds and the game is suddenly over.
Ah, poop.
Oh, well. Oh, you went from good to bad in the blink of an eye. How the hell can you play that fast? I mean, I'm speedy with a keyboard, but I'm not that speedy. Steps away from the game to chat.
Well, how do you get to
Carnegie
Hall?
Hall. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? You
How do
practice,
you get
practice,
to
practice.
Oh. I've never
Exactly.
heard that before in my entire life.
I don't know what it means, but I've heard it a couple of times. But it's like a phrase.
Okay.
American moment.
Well, Carnegie Hall better be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a cool place, I think.
Okay.
I think it's a stand-up comedy place. It's big in stand-up comedy. I watch Marvelous Miss Maisel recently.
Okay.
And like any skill, all you need to do, you just need to do it. Do it until you feel that it's the best of your ability. FOD2 is the same. I mean, that's how I see things anyway. Like I said, I don't care much about the competition. I just want to play with friends and raise my skill level. That's the challenge I'm looking for. If I can help a friend improve their skills, they help me in turn well. It's a great feeling, you know? We're all in this together. Let Zappa, Loxley hog the glory. Jinx and I, we're in for self-improvement. Makes sense.
What is Domino?
He's just existing.
It's just there.
Yeah. It makes sense. One close-off little world, and you just look at the game locked in combat, no one to judge you, not really. Just your own personal meter stick to measure up to. It must be relaxing. You can be able to focus on completely one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
Let me
you
see
lose
how I'm
track of
doing
time.
with Grace. Sorry.
You're doing okay with
I'm
Grace.
doing alright.
I've always loved single-player games, puzzlers, RPGs, platformers, long-form narrative games like visual novels. The kinds of experiences you can usually only get on game consoles, and that's why I'm not quite the arcade junkie as the rest of Hardly Working Hard. Why did you pick that for a name? But that's okay.
You can just say HWH.
HWH. It takes all types to make up a good team, diverse viewpoints, diverse ideas. Even if sometimes they come into conflict, like earlier today.
Yeah, I noticed you were really anxious after that happened. I'll do my best to make Hardly Working Hard an anxiety-free environment for you, Grace.
And I appreciate that. Even if, honestly, confrontations are inevitable. People disagree, it's the nature of humanity, and sometimes it gets heated. But, well, my natural instinct is to go and hide until the shouting ends. Years of experience, I guess. But let's not talk about that now. I just want to have some fun tonight, you know?
If you do want to talk about it.
Talk about it lower Jinx. But like I said, diverse viewpoints, diverse ideas, we can chat to.
Beep boop.
Beep boop beep.
And that's okay, we're going to the next round. Thank you, Iris.
Good luck, knock 'em dead, in a figurative sense, of course.
Yeah. Enough of the ghost in this place, I think. Attention enthusiasm, Zappo. We demolish it, obviously. Well, now I feel bad if I don't visit Jinx.
I mean, you are now morally obligated to go see Jinx.
I find Jinx awkwardly leaning against a fine specimen from the endless sea of wooden crates. It doesn't look comfortable, and neither does she. Maybe I could understand that if she was part of some conversation circle chatting away, but nope, she's just by her lonesome. Knowing her, she's probably got no problems being lonesome. Normally I wouldn't interrupt, but look of discomfort is sitting with me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Help you with something, Theseus?
Oh great, I'm just making things worse.
Yep.
Actually, just what's up?
What's that?
Keep it simple, don't presume anything, let it fill in blanks.
Can't find a good seat. Found some chairs, but they're not exactly compatible.
She pauses, leaning back into the crate, her knee brace creaking a bit. As she does so, she reaches a tight and loose strap.
Gotta be such and such a height, such and such a curvature, armrest too, ideally, keeps my wrist from getting sore. But all I'm finding in these crappy little folding chairs you usually find in the hands of professional wrestlers. Afraid I'm on my feet for the duration. Be sore as hell, but that's how it's gonna be.
How about I run back to your place and, I don't know, grab a chair? It's like 25 minutes on the subway.
And risk you losing the spot in FOD2 tournament? Nah, you got business here on behalf of Hardly Working Hard.
Well, how about you head back there? You're not here for the tournament. You're just here to hang out with friends.
Yeah, not sure. Feels like I'm not being a good teammate if I bail just because my knees. I should stay and cheer you on. I'm here to support everyone. We're being serious about the pro tournament thing, and I want to be serious too, despite being team anchor.
Not an anchor.
As in heavy object weighing everyone down, not as in reliable last man tug of war to be specific.
No.
Jinx. Yeah, I know. Just hard not to feel that way some days.
Shakes it off, focus on something else, a bit less dreary.
There are solutions, of course. Was thinking of getting one of those wearable chairs.
Wearable what now?
Chairs. Did I stutter? Yeah, did I stutter?
Did I stutter?
There are these metal struts you wear and a harness around your waist. Pop them, lean back, you're sitting, done. Problem is, you look weird using one. That's on top of everybody going, wearable chair, that's stupid. Why would anyone want that? Normally, don't give a flying what anyone thinks of my disability or how I support it. Do what needs doing, and done with it. Half the time, you see one of those weird infomercial items is actually made for the disabled, too niche of an audience to market alone. But, don't know, wearable chair legs are a bit over the top, even for me. Get funny looks from my leg braces already, why add more hardware? Already got little kids pointing going, Mommy, look, it's a robot. And yeah, not into that. Don't blame kids typically don't know any better. The parents who don't teach them about disability, that's not my problem, it's theirs. It still sucks. So I don't bother with the wearable chair or lugging around a chair everywhere I go. Just improvise. Simpler, less weird, less demanding on everyone. It really tugs on your heartstrings.
Pink flames on the side. I hate making jokes, but it is a cool thing.
It is, but it's Jinx.
Yeah.
Be a queen.
You're a queen.
Yes.
We carry on the throne. Be carrying on a fucking throne.
See? Cute. Not my style. I like to play it smooth and cool, but gotta admit, your idea has appeal. You offering to haul around on
a chaise-longue.
French. For me.
Oh, come on down on that chaise-longue. Hell yes.
Maybe you take me up on that then.
It's a viable option, but I did raise some arcade spirits. Jinx stretches out and clearly aching more and more with each passing moment.
You sure it's not letting the team down if I bail?
Not in the slightest. Do what's best for you, and I can still kick butts even if you're not cheering me on from here.
Okay, thinking I should take you up on that suggestion. Don't think I planned this evening out very well. Should have solved the seating situation before hopping a subway train. I'll go tell Grace.
She's playing Tetris over there.
Girl loves a
puzzles.
puzzle.
Loves a puzzle.
Glad she found something fun to do here. I worry, you know, she's like me, happy in isolation, but can't hurt to try something new.
She offers a firm nod of appreciation and then slowly makes her way to the open front doors of the warehouse. Okay.
Okay.
Intense fight, but we barely squeaked out a win. A win is a win, though. Okay.
Oh, what a surprise!
What a surprise!
You're going up against
the only
L7.
other people that we were introduced to. So I barely noticed Zappa tugging my arm. Curious, I follow. A gathering of gamers towards one of the darker corners of the warehouse, where random bits of arcade junk have been stashed away.
Check this stuff out. It's like you smashed up a dozen old-timey arcades and ditched all the bits in one pile. This is the old school. Older than I am. Gotta respect the roots.
I'm seeing pizzeria paraphernalia, broken change machines, cardboard boxes full of junk, audio animatronic bands of rotting robots with eaten fuzzy mouth costumes.
Ever see one of these things in action before? It's like adorable and creepy as...
Zappa, I'd never set foot in an arcade before this.
Man, you have missed out on a lot as a keyboard warrior. Arcades, they used to try all sorts of wacky gimmicks to get kids in the door. I remember visiting Deco's place for my birthday parties. They had all sorts of weird stuff there. Human gerbil mazes, ball pits, booth with a ticket, tornadoes. And robot bands with that clunkily played whatever pop songs from the 60s they could get cheap rights to.
Did you go to arcades a lot?
I went to like by the beach.
Yeah,
when
but
you went to like Scarborough and things like that, and you go on like the 2B machines.
Scarborough?
Yeah, Scarborough. Scarborough, Skeggy.
Up north, up in Skeg.
Shut up. Whitby.
I do love Whitby Beach.
Yeah, right then. The palace even experimented with robots that could walk around and interact with guests. Cool, huh?
I don't know. I think that stuff would freak me out when I was a kid. It's like fuzzy Terminator.
Precisely. So, what do you say we figure out how to turn one of these suckers on and spook L7 with it? Call it a way to seek revenge without resorting to violence. Like I did against Domino. Something ultimately harmless, but still psychological warfare. Ooh. You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna rein her in a little bit. I need to pull back a tiny bit. I think I don't want Hamza to boot us out of the tournament. He's a wacky guy.
He's a wacky guy. He'd probably appreciate it. Besides, we do this right, we got a plausible deniability. These busted up old bots could have lurched back to life on their own, right?
Still risky, not sure about this.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it whether you want to help or not. But if you do want to help, to make sure we do this in a way that doesn't get traced back to us.
Snap points to my phone. You got Iris right. I see you talking to her. Ooh, crap. I am Iris. Please state your command. Beep boop. I'm a zone computer. Nothing worry about me. She doesn't give an airborne intercourse. Whether I'm breaking the law or not.
Chill. I'm not gonna knock on you two. I'm saying that powerful AI hacker in your pocket can easily reprogram one of these bots. We do that, we'll be able to sneakily deploy it to the jump scare out of L7, and nobody will be the wiser.
Oh no.
I mean, I know hardware enough to probably jumpstart one of these creepy things myself, but I was thinking it'd be safer if Iris did it. So what do you say, partner? You willing to ride the shotgun with me on this, or are you going to be uncool? You're getting peer pressured.
And that's probably my first point of chaos towards her. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Zappa selects one of the robots with a furry cloth and runs a cable to my phone and the mechanical golem. So the robot we selected for our unstoppable monster, well... Oh! Pinky! The pinnacle of horror. No, I disagree. That thing's creepy.
Yeah, the pinnacle of horror.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Exactly the thing to make Chad and Lance evacuate their bowels.
The work to override Pinky for our purposes is slow. It just seems to go well, leaving time to chat.
This is the stuff I look for.
What, reprogramming robots?
No, causing some chaos. People get too complacent, too willing to snuggle into their boring little lives, avoiding any risk and excitement. I grew up in the suburbs outside the city. Dad grinding a paycheck 9 to 5, mom playing happy homemaker, a brother being a high school football hero. If anything, they liked me playing video games because it kept me at home. Oh, she's talking.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bryn.
Sorry.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, everyone. She glanced over at me, studying my reaction. She keeps doing that, saying every person is better than her, really.
Yeah.
But you don't accept. You don't seem to accept you for who you are.
Everyone feels like the worst person in the group.
Yeah. I get that. I get it. Absolute freedom. We're young, wild, and free.
It's turning into a Kesha song.
With lightning in her eyes and the push of a button. Oh my god. I already regret this. Oh, here we go. Who was Lance? I was Chad.
I was Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the worst.
So where do you want to get dinner when we finish trashing those losers?
Anything Chinese, maybe hit their home turf, really rub it in their faces. What?
We're in Chinatown.
Oh.
The boys run for it, waving their hands in the air like they just don't care. Satisfaction incarnate.
Okay, now I feel sufficiently pumped up to take those two in the final match. I don't even care if we win the tournament. That moment was enough stylish win in mind. I mean, I'd still love to crush the tourney, don't get me wrong. You know. You've stood by my side all day. Talked me down after we went too far with Domino, signed up for the tourney with me, created a metal minion. And so far we've gotten along just fine, haven't we? I could see us making this partnership
She's
a
blushing.
real thing.
I mean, when it comes to yeah. Is she blushing? Oh,
be bold.
hell yeah! Interesting. Very little Miss Aggressive evolved to the punch in this one. A partnership, you say? I think that has its possibilities. Assuming you'd be interested in throwing caution to the wind a bit and throwing things bizarre. Whoa! Normally confident Zapper is a lot of us worse. You regains her footing.
Interesting. Oh, just... Hey.
Getting into those possibilities with my team's alleged coach. But hey,
Yeah, so then if you want to go, you can just go.
Genteel politeness, and together we stroll towards
Alright,
victory.
now you just gotta win.
Now I just gotta destroy this
Just win.
match.
It has begun.
Some would say the victory is the friends we made along the way.
Nah, the victory is the victory is winning the match.
Yes.
Have you battled? How have you fought? And now, your efforts have led you to Hamza's unyielding steel cage of death.
No one's gonna die.
Physical reward of a professional blade.
Wait, you know the outcome. Is someone gonna die?
The absolute glow of victory in the eyes of Hamza welcomes the final two teams to rise to this challenge and claim their L7 game. 10 years
They've been in the game for 10 years. They look
Yeah.
12.
Oh no, the team.
I request a delay on the fact that those things were very scary. The feathers.
stolen and excuses. The match goes on. Do not dishonor yourselves. A pair flies in the stars, seeking to present the cigarette of victory.
And you run away to screaming and the visions of playing.
All right, I need a cool quote.
Do it. Or you could offer a handshake.
Yeah! Ah!
Rage.
That's the line from the trailer.
Yes.
I wonder why I recognize his voice. I forgot we're meant to be reading.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start thinking with these two. I'm gonna have to assume they'll play aggressively, mixing up specials, attacks and specials.
Yeah.
So
So
probably
you gotta
launching
think.
their ultimate move early. They're angry. We'll use that against them. Here we go.
So you can either play defensive yourself or try and guess whether they're going to attack or special and counter it. Because if they special and you defend,
I think they'll go hard attack out of the gate. That's my
Okay.
prediction. So I'm gonna
So you're
go
gonna
hard
block.
defense. Yeah.
Ooh, special move.
Damn.
Yeah, it gets harder.
I shouldn't have skipped that text.
No, so basically what they were saying is risk using your ultimate to counter theirs, or wait and save it for later.
Nice. I thought they were going to use theirs.
No, but now they have a free pass on
Yeah.
theirs.
Oh well. I've won matches without even touching it. before.
Okay, so
So
remember,
they specialed last
special
time.
counters attacks.
Yeah.
Sorry, defend counters attacks.
I am going to defend. What? Special again? Oh, these the
That's
ultimate.
the ultimate.
Damn. I can't lose this now. 150 is it's more like exactly. I think I'm going to defend.
Hey. there
Okay,
you go.
cool.
Okay.
Defense attack. Okay, it's close. She's just going to defend against a single thing. She's attacks, special attacks, and specials. The idiots. They could mix it up by focusing on the game.
So they went special, ultimate. Now what are you thinking?
I think they'll attack
Okay, so
up top.
Hey, there you
Yeah. And on the bottom, I think they're going to special, so I'm going to attack, right?
go. Yeah. Attack counter special. Ooh.
I'll both
But
attack.
still,
But I earn more points in that thing. Okay,
Yeah.
we've got a leg up. 420 points though.
420.
Legendary. Assume nothing. This ends now. I think they're going to defend.
Oh, really? You think they're going to switch it up?
Yeah. You both special. Okay.
I think Chad is or Lance, whichever one that is, consistently used special then. Ooh.
Cool. I think that means.
You still win?
Oh!
Yeah! Clutch. Clutch.
Yeah, I got zapped.
You wanted two? I was gonna say,
We won.
Hey!
We won.
sorry, I was still messaging
Whatever. We don't care about you guys.
Yeah, get out.
Get him out of here.
But it does mean you won that extra arcade machine.
Yes.
My friends, Hamza grants you this food. Your own personal fist of discomfort 2 machine. May you play in good health, good sportsmanship, and one fist.
Hey.
Maybe I'm a victory addict, but I haven't lost yet.
Beep boop.
Ooh.
There you go. So, have you done one of these before?
Yes,
Yes.
I did do this because I can't pick these two. But
No.
I think I'm going to say thank you because it was really nice.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
This was to be born. This was but one step on a long line towards destiny.
See how my stats are doing now. Oh, I'm now more gutsy.
More gutsy than
before.
kindly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fight every battle as in no doubt you will face hardship.
So you can't really you can't max out all
Yeah.
of them. It's like a balance.
It's a balance system, I get it. I think we're getting kicked out.
Oh, she had a blast. Oh, and she started. Ooh. Oh, you could say there's a
professional
spark
tournament.
between you.
Hopefully.
There's a certain electricity there.
Okay, you got one.
Yeah.
You don't need 3 or 4. Okay.
Okay.
Because those were shockingly bad. Oh, okay, damn it. Well, just think about it. I'll stop there because I'm bad with words and feelings and stuff, but I need to get the hell out of here and sleep. Coming?
Oh.
Ooh.
Never mind.
See you tomorrow. Something to ponder after wrapping things up here, I think. Building shutting down for the night. I can spare a moment to look through my phone while it's buzzing so intensely.
Hey, it's Iris.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we get a team house!
Yeah, boys!
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is great. Iris offline.
So there you go. They're
Yeah.
putting the money where the mouth is and offering to buy a team pad.
I need to leave. They're wrapping up the event. My hand is resting on joystick for some reason. A bluey and glow.
Oh.
What's this?
Oh.
I don't know anything about it, but the arcade scene. So I couldn't say if this game is obscure or popular. I've never really seen it before. Yet I want to play it. I can't deny wanting to play it. Can't pull my hand off the glowing metallic joystick. Is this magic?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
I don't know! They sneak one game in for Ham's assistance if I leave.
Yeah, just play one
Sure,
game.
I can play it.
Go. Play the game.
What the
Play
heck?
the game. Play
What the
heck? Play the game, Bryn. Bryn, play the game.
I'll politely play the game. Things reach out to fire up the start button. Polybus. She
Polybius.
mentioned that. Polybius. She mentioned that earlier. Grace
did mention it as one of the very rare arcade machines.
I thought she said she didn't have one. 1989. Sheila Schlossen.
Is that actually how that's pronounced?
No.
No.
What, am I in the game? Wait.
This game is Tron.
Yeah, we're tromming it. Panic. This weird dislocated feeling. Feels like it feels a figure emerges. And some of digital shadows form from this place. A figure that looks like me, mirrors my shape, my movements, my mind. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Undertale? Sans? You heard
Play
me.
me, I'll play you. You play me, I'll play you. You play me, I'll play you. Scanning, target. Target locked.
Smile so confidently. The crown can be yours. You must keep winning. You never stumble and fall. You'll see the real you. With the jerky and glitchy movements, this... They want more. It wants everything. It just wants to me surrender everything. My arm tingles. It starts flowing the other way, pushing instead of pulling from me. Something tackles me sideways, forcing me to pull away from the grip of...
Who could it be?
Shh, they're coming. Dazed and confused with the palm of my left hand still tingling from what touches right, Luxley pulls me from the shadows. Suddenly views someone calmly approach to the strange arcade machine.
Confirm. This is Polybius instance here. Activate containment protocols.
What the... What?
Yep.
Nothing in Ham's assistants in the distance, finishing up their work.
Negative. No psychological contamination. Instant. Seems the game went something.
Soon, large reeve and the black concealing the game, suddenly rolling out of the building. Managed to breathe. Loxley loosens his grip on me. What was that? What was that thing? Who were they? What happened? My brain's spinning in 11 directions. Do you involve you in this? What is this exactly? A complicated situation, one I would strongly recommend you not dig into any deeper. You're victorious is not yet. Focus instead of that for a game of your choice, your conquests, and worry not about other matters. If you forgot about this strange encounter, if but all, trust me on this, my friend. I trust him. I trust you. I trust him because he's not been an arsehole so far.
So far. Yeah, it's
thanks to you, Theseus, but I would like to know what's happening. What have you got in your message? A mighty risk indeed. One I might take you up to save you, and Grace from such unpleasantries. Why is Grace involved? Ship has sailed. You're the thick of it now. So be it. If you wish to pursue this, I'll consult with my allies and see... Allies?
Yep.
Pardon me to report such a failure, such troublesome matters. He tugs his hood to avoid anyone's gaze and slinks in further. Some dark corner, hidden entrance, something that we didn't even notice to begin with. Maybe he's right. Maybe I should let this go. Maybe my dreams are not ones of victory or fists of discomfort triumph. Not getting into whatever this is. I have no idea what that thing was or what it was trying to do. It feels bigger than I can deal with right now. Way above my pay grade. At least for tonight, I can try and refocus on what I truly care for. My path lies ahead for the Pro Tour, the year-long road to my ultimate battle. Where else may I be? I don't know, but the only certainty is that I'm ready to fight, and the only thing that will bring hardly working hard together under one roof is that we fight as one, while putting whatever that was far behind me. Is that the end? Oh
well,
my
what a
god!
perfectly normal chapter where nothing
What
really
a weird
happened.
ending! Okay, I'm definitely in Zappa's sights. Yeah, I think I made that clear personally.
Yeah, it's just a cute romance story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Don't worry about it.
So, I think this is the point to pause.
Yeah.
Save.
We'll save here.
Ooh. Yeah, save the game.
Cool.
And that is a place to head out.
Well, thank you very much for having me,
No
bro.
worries. Let me jump us back onto here.
So that was chapter 2.
That was insane. I didn't expect it. That was kind of mad. I'm really excited to keep playing, but that's the end of this stream, and we're not going to be streaming anymore for now unless people are very desperate for it. But what you could do is play through a lot of that yourself in the demo that is available right now here on Steam. Or, you know, if you jump to Steam, if you're currently watching this on YouTube or any other place, you can jump down, play the demo, and if you enjoy the demo, or if you've just enjoyed this and you want to jump in right now, the game is available, digitally available, you know, now.
Yes.
If you want to grab onto it. We really hope you enjoy it. We've loved working on it ourselves. You know, is there anything else you want to say?
Just that if you are interested in some of the characters that came up in this chapter, Arcade Spirits 1 is available on Steam. I believe we're doing a bundle with that one. So, yeah, by all means, check it out.
We'll
and there
find
might be some sneaky little things that make their way into the second game.
I mean, we saw Hamza, so...
I mean, yeah.
I've assumed, right. Thank you so much for watching. Please stick around for other upcoming news soon, and we'll see you later. Bye.